got smoke. 3. We've got ignition. 2, 1. We've got RIP takeoff. Welcome. This is a heavy edition of the Self Love Show. We come to figure out that not many folks really talk about the spooks. You got some tin hat organizations, things like that, but never any intellectual, serious discussion about the United States spooks. And what I mean by spooks, Central Intelligence, intelligency agents, whatever. What's up with that? Troll free lines, phone lines are open. It's pinned in the chat. Please take this time to like, share, and subscribe as we share this link out to the masses in Chi-Town. You can kick it off when you're ready. Show starts in about 3 minutes. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. The Spooks, the Central Intelligence Agency. What's up with that? What's up with that?
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
In entering upon this course of instruction, each of you should, so far as possible, lay aside for the time being all previous theories and beliefs. By so doing, you will be saved the trouble of trying all the way through the show to put, quote, new wine into old wineskins, end quote. Luke chapter 5, verse 37. If there's anything as we proceed which you don't understand or agree with, just let it lie passively in your mind until you have enjoyed the entire show. For many statements that would at first arouse antagonism and discussion will be cleared and easily accepted a little farther on. After the show is over, if you wish to return to your old beliefs and ways of living, you are at perfect liberty to do so. But for the time being, be willing to become as a little child, for said the Master in spiritual things, quote, except ye become as little children, ye shall in no wise enter into the kingdom of heaven, end quote. Matthew chapter 18, verse 3. If at times there seems to be repetition, please remember, the Self Love Show is a lesson, not a lecture.
We are, as they say, tangled in our anchor chain. Our financial systems are decades old. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions.
When I was growing up, I was taught in American history books that Africa had no history, and neither did I. That I was a savage, about whom the less said the better, who had been saved by Europe and brought to America. And of course, I believed it.
And there's not going to be no killing without killing, gentlemen. With all due respect, definitely not going to be any killing without killing, you know. And I would like that to be clear for the record. I understand the fact that we got police in here. I wanted you to be here to understand what I said.
The world agrees. What you see is much bigger, cleaner, whiter, richer, safer than where you are.
And even in this instance, if I could be of service to a 9-year-old girl or a 19-year-old woman or girl who wants to be a woman, is to really remember that self-love is the best way that you can receive love from anybody else, because it's coming from you. A lot of times we forget that. We like look externally for this love. We look externally for this feeling of validation and adoration and approval, and it has to come from within.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want.
Everybody wants that blue pill.
You stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Wonderland and eating Wonder Bread.
Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Wonder Bread is delicious, if you will. It's all marketing. Self-love, vision. The silverbacks are black. We're in the building once again. Kill, cut that, please. Appreciate you. I know you're working. You're working. Yeah, y'all. Working without your mouse, so I get it. Yeah, y'all. We in the building. We in the building. Welcome to the Self Luv Show on This Ain't That Network, as we say, TATN. Check in and win with TATN.
It's the Self Luv Show, the Self Luv Show, the Self Luv Show. We do it for our people.
It's the co-host and I, Millie. All praise to the ancestors, the Most High, and my late beloved Mama Sky. Tonight, we'll be exploring the reality and myths of one of the world's most secretive and powerful organizations, the CIA. The Spooks are often portrayed in movies and books as glamorous and a ruthless agency where spies go on dangerous, sexy missions, use high-tech gadgets, and have access to classified information. How accurate are these depictions? What are they really doing out there? And what are the ethical and legal implications of their activities or activities? What are the implications? So we hope you enjoy today's show and learn something new and interesting. So sit back, relax, chill out. This is another entertaining episode of the Self Luv Show. These are lessons, not lectures. We're live and live in color on Tuesday, November 21 at 6:40 in the Shy. And as always, you cats can be anywhere and at any time in this magnanimous universe. But thankfully, we all chose to be here together. Here. Together. What down, brother Wordsmith, Chi-Town. What you manifesting today, Brody?
Self-love. That's what I'm manifesting today. How about you? What you manifesting?
Ditto, good brother. Pure, magnificent, magnanimous. Some say harsh. It's unfiltered, unfettered. Some say tough. But self-love just the same, good brother.
No doubt, no doubt.
Hey, man, but how about them Bears, man? Guess who's back? Justin Time is back in the building, shaking off the rust.
Yes, sir. He, decent game. He, and if everybody does their jobs, they win that game. And that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, we're not making excuses for Pookie Fields. And guy's balling. His rating was well north of 100. What's my man name? Poor little Ray Russell Wilson. They've been all over his bum the last 2 years, and all he's been is over 100 with the rating.
Yeah.
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 You know what I mean?
No turnover.
Yeah. Yet, Danny Dimes and that drop dead gorgeous statue, Trevor Lawrence, he can run. I mean, their numbers. I know people are going to right away and say, well, they wouldn't playoffs. They played in playoffs. But to your point, though, Self, and we're going to cover that on Mouthpiece Included. But to your point, though, it comes down to everybody doing their job. And not only that, you got to have people who are trained to do their jobs. You know what I mean? We haven't had seasoned veterans around them. All of them got traded away.
Yeah. And, in my experience, for the most part, if you play not to lose, you lose.
Yeah, I mean, look, no, I hate to say this, but nobody expected. It was like us when we beat the Sigmas. Nobody expected it. And here's the thing, that's a Super Bowl caliber team, and we're 2 years away from that. One maybe, so they balled out, and it was on the road, man. They balled out, bro.
What I meant by that is the coaches failed them.
Yeah. But again, I think I could have coached them. They probably wouldn't have won that game. But all right, it just is what it is right now. But for you cats, y'all know what we're covering today. Today's topic. So we're gonna get on that. Most Ricky Tick. And big up to Brother Wordsmith for producing that song, The Self Love Show, that you heard playing in the background. It's always a pleasure to hear that. But today, we always have the Self Love Show quote of the day. Then we do our more growth and development video. It's just less than 1 minute. It's our platform. It's a summary. And then, of course, tattoo tyranny. We're going to unpack our government moving within the community, and we'll see if we're down with that, or if it's tyrannical and fire the pig, for lack of a better term. Then of course your mind is awful when you let it lay fallow. So we do provide you with a riddle. We call it the dome teaser. So matriculate, process, use your brain. If you can come up with it. Type it in the chat if you be so kind. You don't get penalized for wrong answers. Normally, the co-host solves it, but if he doesn't come up with it, I don't expect any of you guys to come up with it. I'll provide the key by the end of the show. Today's topic, the United States spooks. What's up with that? Okay. Phone lines are open. It's 424-900-6945. That number's what?
Roll free.
And once again, it's 424-900-6945. That number's what?
Absolutely, positively troll free.
Yeah,
trolls get holes around here, homie.
That's right. We'll make you what?
Famous.
That's right. I'll be your Huckleberry. We got some people out in the chat, Seth. What's going on in there?
Let's see. We got what down? Oh, DJ Creeper. And Sharika Israel always.
Is it Sharika?
Sharika.
I thought it was Sharuka.
Shrew. I don't know. I gotta get that on there. It's you right, because I don't see it looks like an N from this end, but It's not an N, it's an R.
I mean, don't you know? I thought you knew her, and you guys had the occasion to say, "Hey, my name is Wordsmith. My name is such and such."
Well,
What
and
did she say? Did she say
I know,
Sharuka or did she say
I
Sharika?
know government. I don't know this.
Okay, gotcha.
That's not our,
I got you.
communication.
I got you. You don't know the YouTube handle. I got you. I got
Right.
you.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, let us know, Israel.
No, you're right. She ain't gotta let us know.
Oh.
I was wrong.
Yeah, all right. All right. All right.
I was trying to read it, and it's a little far,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
can't see it out
just
there.
I've been saying Charuka all these times. I'm like, oh, it's
And
Sharifa?
you're right.
All right, but so we know what to expect. Phone lines are open. I gave you guys a show breakdown. You got any announcements there, fella?
Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell.
Yeah, comment.
Anyone that has a like mind, put them on to us.
Yeah, that's right. More growth and development. We win together. All right. So, and then we do wrap the show up with my personal favorite part of the whole shebang, and that's where this brother summarizes the whole thing in a bit of prose. Okay. Metaphysical off the top of the dome. So it's always a joy. So you guys do stick around to the very end. You're going to be enlightened with the key to the riddle with a dome teaser and a gem, an absolute gem from Brother Wordsmith out there. Anybody out there who's a spook? Maybe your family members are spook. Any spooks out there? Small up to the spooks. Got any?
About the spook that are.
Yeah, spooks. All right. We want to hear from you, but enough of my yapping. Let me turn it over to this brother so he can handle his business.
Yes, y'all know the deal. Y'all know the real. It's the Self Luv Show. It's time to reveal. U.S. Spooks. What's up with that? And you know how we're going to break it down. That's how we get down.
What's up with that?
What's up with that? As always, we have a very important video that we need you to check out.
Allegedly, that's ignorant.
That's ignorant. It's so ignorant.
You know, excuse me for saying so, but you seem kind of transparent.
That's
It's
ignorant. I
ignorant.
just cold.
We have a very important video, which is the Silverback More Growth and Development platform, which we are building the Self Love Nation on.
Yeah, because we're gorillas, and it's GUE, however you spell the rest. And we're going to get our silver back.
Definitely. And
we're at least going to demand it. Right? I mean,
Yeah. And before that, we have the Self Love Show quote of the day. As both a career intelligence officer and as an American citizen, I am a strong believer in the importance of oversight. Simply put, experience has taught us that CIA cannot be effective without the people's trust, and we cannot hope to earn that trust without the accountability that comes with congressional oversight. Once again, as both a career intelligence officer and as an American citizen.
So that's a spook.
Yes, absolutely. I am a strong believer in the importance of oversight. Simply put, experience has taught us that CIA cannot be effective without the people's trust, and we cannot hope to earn that trust without the accountability that comes with congressional oversight. Gina Haspel.
Spook. Hey, before you spin it, Creeper said, please get the defense a tackle dummy. Coach, we sucks. Yeah, I mean, they can put Inspector Gadget, who sometimes is the great Gatsy, when he's coaching well. I'd use him as my tackle dummy. He'd be my tackle.
For sure. If for some reason it says you're sharing,
I was sharing the sound. Ignorant.
Oh, wait a minute. This is something different.
I'm loving it.
Wow. It went away for some reason, but okay. Let's see.
Peace in Israel, peace in the Middle East.
Yeah, this is very, very different. Ladies and just gentlemen. This is not.
Don't worry about it. I'll run it. Probably be easy. Stand by, y'all. Stand by. There we go.
Silverback More Growth and Development Platform. Number 1, repair our nation via reparations. We demand our silver back.
Facts.
Number 2, to connect our breadwinners with our activists. And 3, show an accurate depiction of African American Chi-Town. 4, to shine a light on positive influence. 5, heal our community one person at a time. 6, to provide an unfiltered platform for our influencers. 7, recycle the black dollar. 8, to provide mentors for the mentorless. 9, to close the gap between us and our pink kinsmen.
We're closing the gap. All right, y'all. Number 10 on the whole demo, which wasn't on the video there, is protect the women, children, and self by any and all means necessary. Tell you guys what, if you didn't catch last week's show,
You better go and check that one. Check it out.
Yeah. What the hell? I got Hot Tub Health here. We didn't do Hot Tub Health last week. We had a guest.
Artivist, Mario Smith.
Yeah, we had Mario in the building. MC, poet. Great conversation.
Outstanding.
Yeah, Chicago's very own. Heart always bleeds for the community, the Southeast side in particular, I should say. Yeah, check that out. Great conversation.
Outstanding.
That's right. All right. And we appreciate that. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get them in the building. Today, we're on the U.S. Spooks. We on their ass. To quote King Von. Of course, rest his soul, he didn't make that up, but we on their ass. And King Von, we're covering that next week, so we'll get into that at the end of the show when it's appropriate. But yeah, rest his soul and rest in peace to King Von and big ups. All right, Self, did you see, I don't know if this is tattoo tyranny, but it's a video, big ups, inside edition, fair use. The Ding Dong King Kong. Oh, it's 12.
Oh, yeah, I think I might have, actually. I stay pretty unplugged, but you're no, I'm not sure at all. Let's see.
All right, well, big ups to
Take a look at this 15-year-old's
Oh, no.
face. He made a big mistake when he knocked on the door of a home and ran. Turns out the homeowner was a cop who he says chased him down and beat him up. The teen was taking part in a prank called Ding Dong Ditch.
Ringing
Once
the
thought
doorbell
of
and
as
run.
innocent childhood fun. As Stephen Fabian reports, authorities now say it can be really dangerous.
You ain't supposed to get caught.
Imagine being
You
the
ain't supposed to
target
get
of
caught,
ding
so.
dong ditchers for more than a year and a half.
Part of the fun was
Well,
the chase.
that's what happened to one family.
Yeah.
As soon as school started again, the very
We're
first
back.
weekend, pow, 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 we're back, F you.
Kevin and his family say life in Fort Myers has become
Is that him?
intolerable because of all the ding-dong ditching at their house.
It's
They're
different.
trespassing, harassing, they're stalking us.
There's an epidemic of ding-dong ditch across America right now, driven by social media. Ding-dong ditchers get the added thrill of posting their pranks to Instagram and TikTok for all their friends to see. But ding-dong ditch can sometimes have tragic consequences. Anurag Chandra chased a bunch of ding-dong ditchers in his car. He ran them off the road near Los Angeles.
Damn.
3 of the teenagers were killed. He was
What
sentenced
the-
to life without parole.
We
in
covered him.
July. And this is how
He
15-year-old J.D.
deserves it.
Sanchez looked after he ding-dong ditched the wrong house in Delaware. Turned out the homeowner was a state trooper and chased him down in his patrol car. The trooper has been suspended pending an investigation.
He suffered a broken bone in his face. He suffered a very bad concussion.
Beat
This
his
was
ass.
a vicious assault.
I mean, he beat the tar. He beat the tar off this guy.
Yeah, that
I don't know. Is that excessive force? I mean,
come
you're a
beyond
homeowner.
excessive force. I
I mean,
mean,
you're a
it's
homeowner. You're
ring
right
your
by
bell.
high school, and the kids can
Yeah.
come by and ring your doorbell.
like, okay, I mean,
And you're sitting in your gully suit, waiting for somebody to ring it. Chase this son of a
No.
bitch down.
don't even care. You know what I mean? Got to ring. If they ring and run, I've got to ring. It shows right there that when they walking up.
And you know what, Self, in this day and age, if it was that important, you really don't need a doorbell. Like, you could literally, I wouldn't put a sign up because then they'd just knock on your door. But maybe when they ring it, I'd have something reversed on it where it electric shocks them. You know what I mean?
Or the ability. Yeah, I don't even see the point of that either. Just if they want to ring the bell and run,
Yeah, you mess around and
Okay.
shock yourself. You forget you rigged it.
it's a little fun.
Locked the key in the house. No, but I mean, I hear you. It's a little fun.
It was childhood fun. I did it.
But they say they were doing it every day. We would do it too on the way home. You know
Yeah,
what I
that,
mean?
that was a lot of people, though. I mean,
Yeah.
we didn't do everybody, and it wasn't all the time, but still.
Yeah, but you don't know who else was doing it.
Right.
You and your clique were doing it, but
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
know who else was doing it. You know what I mean? On the same block. So
You don't want to run them down and beat them and beat the crap out of them.
Pete broken bones in the face and everything, bro.
Yeah, he let him have it.
Ah, jeez. I don't know. But I'm saying, is a doorbell really necessary in today's day and age? I mean, I guess there's instances, but if it's me, Self, I would have disconnected the doorbell. Anybody who's coming by would normally call me anyway. They're going to call my cell phone from their cell phone. I'm going to know when they're pulling up. They're going to, you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? And I'm going to tell them, what? Hey, that doorbell doesn't work. I had to disconnect it because we got some shithole Dakotas and you didn't have Pookies and Ray Rays.
Yeah,
Dakotas and Brads.
I haven't had the doorbell for quite some time. I do got a ring there, but it's not. You can't doorbell it. It's
Right.
not going to ring when you push it. It's just
Yeah, it's there.
I can see
Right.
it. I
So
can
you
see
think you're doing something and you're running,
Yes.
but yeah.
Yeah. So,
But he's a cop. What action? Because I know they take an oath, and then I don't think they're supposed to even be doing nonsense even in their private lives.
well, no, that you can't assault somebody because he chased them down in the car. So once he left the property, all bets are off. He's got no business doing any of that.
Yeah, and if I'm that kid, I'm like, hey, I rang the wrong doorbell and heard somebody tell me that, cussing and threatening me, and I took off running. He beat the crap out of me. I want to sue him. I want to garnish his wages. No, don't fire him.
I want to sue the whole department. And
That's
everything.
right.
city in the city.
I want the house. Yeah. But tyranny?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think he took an oath not to be carrying on like that. So yes, definitely oath breakage. Yeah. Yeah, they're supposed to be upstanding citizens.
Yeah, they're not supposed to do that.
Well, it wasn't like he pistol whipped them.
We don't know. He fractured his bones in his face. I don't know if he didn't hit him with his fist or a weapon.
And any kids out there, have some fun. But if you know you're not the type who can outrun the average middle-aged person, what?
Well, that's the thing. They chased him down in a car. They got in the car.
I hear you, but ain't no way in hell you catching me. I'm running. I'm young. I'm running. And you got in your car. Man, it's my neighborhood. I'm hopping through backyards. Ain't no way you gonna catch me in that car.
With the video, at least what they showed, the people was ringing the bells or whatever and then jumping in cars. I don't even think it was their neighborhood or whatever. It might have been.
Chased him down in the car and pulled him out of the car and beat him up.
Yep.
Well, that's a whole. Yeah, don't let any kids out there, don't let anybody pull you out of your car and beat you up. Raise the windows, lock the doors, call 12. So maybe he thought he could take him and got his ass whooped. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Trayvon Martin when he whooped George Zimmerman's ass.
Yeah, but he got
shot him. Shot him.
Yeah. Probably a spook, George Zimmerman. Speaking of spooks, we're covering U.S. spooks. We'll get there, you guys. We promise. What's up with that? Phone lines are open. Troll free, 424-900-6945. All right, Self. One more video, and then we'll get on topic here. We got to react to this one. Pookie. Perfection. Yeah. Pookie. Oh, I'm running it. My bad. Pookie. Perfection, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if we can find it here. Okay. Hit that. There we go. Pookie. We may have covered this.
Adults bowling a perfect game is impressive. Asa Wilson Perry from Columbus, Ohio did it, and he's only 10.
You can barely hold the ball.
It looks good. Oh my God.
He doesn't let us record him bowling, so we don't have a lot of recording because he's like, don't record, that's when I mess up. And so I'm glad that somebody else was recording and he finished it off.
Nervous because so many people were watching me.
Don't tell him to record.
And I was shaking and stuff like that.
He bowls to 300. I'm like, this might be a good bowling year.
Asa's bowling career began at 2 years old.
We kind of had a bowling family. He really just fell in love with the game. And he was not strong enough. Well, he would try to push it down the ramp, and it never worked. So he self-taught himself to do two-handed.
Shaka realized Asa was a phenomenal bowler.
And he had the highest average of the league, even though he was one of the younger kids on the league. And I was just like, well, you're pretty good at this.
Asa just participated in the 2023 Junior Gold Championship, the Super Bowl of youth bowling, with 246 other kids.
I ended in 22nd place. 42nd place.
So last year was his first time. Last year he finished in 85th place, somewhere around there.
Asa currently averages 182, but is confident he can score 300 again.
Probably when I'm 10 or 11.
But one of the things we were working on was hey, we got to get those spares. The spares make the game, and we stress that you don't have to get a strike every frame. If you do, that's a bonus. But he had set this goal in 3rd grade that he wanted to bowl at 300, and he wrote it down. It was on the side of the refrigerator.
His perfect game has gotten the attention of many, including professionals.
When Belmo, Jason Belmonte, who's his favorite bowler, when he did a comment on him, I showed it to him. I think that was the one where he was just like,
I was choking on the air.
Now that Asa's perfect game was achieved, He's focused on having fun and improving his skills.
Honestly, I'm excited because I know he has it in him. But so far, great things have happened at being 10 years old. So I'm just excited for him for people to see what he can do.
For Inside Edition.
There you go. Camera on. Pookie Perfection.
Hey, it's a bowling family, and he got it honestly, and I look for him in the future to do that on the professional level.
Yeah, I mean, I know we can go viral and get millions of views if we show the Pookies who are out there stealing Kias and doing nonsense. But here's a young man a young lad who worked on his craft, who's putting the work in, and he's getting results. And now he's starting to be, they're starting to open up doors to the Illuma booty. His mom seems like a good mom, but mom, watch his bum. You better watch his bum out there. Yo to Santos de la Rosa. So yeah, part of what we do is here is we try to show, not try, but we show we depict us in a truer light than the nonsense that's programmed on the TV constantly. All right, so we're gonna get to the dome teaser here, and any of you guys have at it if you think you can matriculate. It's another one of those dome poems. All right, here we go. And I'm going to put it in the chat. In fact, let me go ahead and put it in the chat right now. So the riddle is in the chat. I'll read it once since it's in the chat. At the back of every igloo, in the middle of every moon, always running around in loops, you'll find me if you look inside the room. What am I? That's today's dome teaser. Self Love has gotten a thumbs up. He's going to type it in our personal chat because we want to give you guys and ladies a chance to expand your horizons out there and matriculate. Quite proud though. The chat's getting very aggressive. And they're getting very good at these dome teasers. We're gonna have you start pulling these up, and then running the dome teaser and see if I can matriculate. You know what I mean? yeah, I need to start matriculating. All right, let's see what he typed in there before we moved on, so I can tell him if he's got the right one. If you were at William H. Ray, they'd mark it wrong. If you're at some shithole school, you might get partial credit because nobody wants to hold you accountable. And then you go out there carjacking and stealing Kias. But looks like, so we'll just give you partial credit so you can matriculate. All right, you guys. But Self Love is very close.
Yeah, wait a minute. It's
all right. Enough of the appetizers, though. We don't have a promo video. Nobody in the chat has typed it up.
Quench this self-love nation's thirst.
Yeah. All right.
The answer's in there. So
yeah, I see it. Yeah, he's gotten full credit. So Self Love has gotten it correct. So he's not going to tell you guys what the answer is. So let's go ahead and get on topic. U.S. Spooks, what's up with that? Phone lines are open, you guys. That number's in the chat. Feel free to matriculate. So normally, as we unpack this topic, we want to do this in an entertaining yet effective way. Maybe some cooning, but not a lot. But we're going to be able to get down to the bottom of where we're at on this. It's the Spooks almost feel like how you don't talk about the mob, or you don't talk about the guys, you know what I mean? Might come up missing. It's kind of what you hear. And that's a concern, and what's up with that? So let's start it out, man. Let's discuss the history of the Spooks. To your knowledge, what is it? When was it formed? Do you have any idea when it came into play and how this all happened? How this got on us? How they got on our ass?
National Security Act of 1947 transformed the Central Intelligence Group, which was established in 1946 by President Harry Truman and the CIA. It was the CIG. The CIG was the successor.
It was CIG's successor. It
Yes.
was originally CIG.
Right. That's what I meant.
Yeah. It's the principal foreign intelligence and counterintelligence agency of the U.S. government. So foreign is the emphasis, and counterintelligence is how they get around that. It's always defense. It's not offense. It's defense. At least that's what in theory, what it should be. Self Luv, already mentioned, it was created in 1947 by President Harry S. Truman. He signed the National Security Act of 1947 into law, which means, our Congress passed it, wrote it. The CIA's mission is to collect, analyze, and disseminate intelligence on foreign threats and opportunities that affect the national security of the United States. Did you know it could be traced back to the World War II era? So it's a little bit before Truman. The U.S. during that war, they needed a centralized and coordinated intelligence service to counter the Axis powers. The predecessor of the CIA was the Office of Strategic Services, the OSS. Sounds a lot like the Nazis. What were the Nazis? What were the Nazis? The ISS? Or they were the SS. The Nazis were the SS, and the Americans were the OSS. Coincidence? It was established in 1942 by FDR and led by General William, they called him Wild Bill, Donovan. The OSS, we're not talking about Oso Suave. The OSS conducted covert and unconventional operations such as sabotage, espionage, propaganda, and guerrilla warfare in various theaters of war. The OSS also collected and analyzed strategic information from various sources such as diplomats, journalists, you're supposed to have freedom from the press or whatever, freedom of the press, journalists, resistance fighters, and POWs. It was allegedly disbanded in 1945, shortly after the end of the war, and the SS was allegedly disbanded at that time too, leaving the United States without a non-departmental, strategically oriented intelligence service. However, President Truman soon realized, to Self Luv's point, the need for a permanent peacetime intelligence agency, especially in the context of the emerging Cold War in the Soviet Union. He created the CIG, the Central Intelligence Group, in 1946. It was first organized and had the authority to conduct independent research and analysis on foreign affairs. The CIG was also responsible for coordinating the intelligence activities of the Department of State, Department of Defense, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The CIG was transformed into the CIA in 1947 when the National Security Act of 1947 was enacted. The act also established the National Security Council, which oversees the CIA and other national security agencies. The act gave the CIA more power and responsibilities, such as conducting covert actions at the directions of the president and producing the president's daily brief, a summary of the most important intelligence findings and assessments. you know, when you look at this, you initially, I don't know, I don't want to say I smell a rat, but that's a lot of power, right? If we were in charge of the organization self that gave the president the briefings of what's going on, what's important, who's a threat, the president might be making the ultimate decision, but we're the ones telling him what he even has to decide on. Meanwhile, you could be pushing crack. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's, there is no oversight of the CIA. They have, as a intelligence agency, they have top secret authority above the president.
Above top secret, yeah.
So they can just tell him bullshit.
They call it majestic.
Yeah, I mean, they can just tell the president bullshit.
Yeah.
Can tell him you don't have authority to hear this. So
well, it's a need to know basis, and they call that level of security majestic. But go ahead, you were saying.
Well, you would think that the president would be
majestic. Yes,
would be need to know, but I mean, it just proves further that position is, this is a corporation that we are in, and he's not president of he's not part of the board of directors. He's a president of operations.
Right.
And there's a board of directors that's above that. And they have
so to think the president was running stuff would be like thinking the commissioner of the NFL, right?
Yeah,
is the most powerful.
And not the owners.
Correct. The owners who are signing his what? $10 million, $12 million.
Who hire him and can get rid of him.
You're right. Find him $12 million a year now. Check. $1 million a month to suspend Pookie and Ray Ray for nonsense.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, it's,
Hey, Self, we was talking about those narratives on, when you're watching the football game.
Yeah.
How they make excuses for some people and then put all the pressure on the other people week after week. Bro, I was playing the damn Madden and they're doing the same thing.
Well,
they're running that narrative. I'm using the Pookie Fields and they're running the narrative.
What do you expect? I mean, it's the same people that own the media, own the game.
Man, they're running him in. He's winning with his legs, but he's going to have to, at some point, he's going to have to pass the ball. You know what I mean? I'm like, I got 200 yards rushing. You know what I mean? I'm up 24-0. What are you talking about? Yeah. But back to the Spooks. Yeah, we were just giving the background, you guys, but and ladies, we're definitely going to get more into the meat and potatoes, like should we defund, and we're talking about the the oversight. What does it look like? What will it look like? So we got a lot to unpack out there. Yeah? A whole lot to unpack.
Whole lot. It's kind of ridiculous what's happening even now, because now, well, we'll get there. We'll get there because they're allowed to do the stuff to us. But we'll get there.
Oh, you mean they're working domestic after the Patriot? Yeah, we'll get there. We'll definitely get there.
Is irrelevant to the intelligent. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is what we represent.
Y'all know what it is.
The Self Luv Show, the Self Luv Show, the Self Luv Show.
And I'm working on a masterpiece for halftime. Almost there. But it's halftime. Y'all know how it go. You know it. What it is and how it flow. Self Luv Show. And we are unpacking Spooks. Ignorant. It's so ignorant. and phone lines are open, so somebody call in.
Or you could text.
Text with, or get in the comment section. Y'all know how it goes. We love y'all. U.S. Spooks, what's up with that? That's what we are talking about. We've gotten to the early history of it and where it came from, but now we're about to explore and blow your mind. So we'll be right back. We got several excellent videos produced by TATN.
Should they go get their 10 hats? Because we're going to come up with some conspiracy theories. Conspiracy theories, what a term.
Yeah, CIA came up with that. They invented it.
It's just another one of your conspiracy theories. There's no way that's a coincidence. There's no way that the CIA started ramming the narrative of conspiracy theories.
Yes, they did.
Oh, yeah, we got a lot to unpack. I can't wait. I can't wait.
We'll be right on back at you.
Oh, yeah. I forgot I got to do this again. That's right. We'll be right on back with you. All right, basic. All righty. There we go. Oh, we got a clip from Black Artivism, the conjoined twins of culture. You guys enjoy these quick videos. We'll catch you at Self Love said. 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Dougie Fresh. Positive. It's light as a, what do you call that?
Yeah.
Shiny lining around.
Yep.
Yeah.
Silver lining. Yeah.
There it is. Silver lining. All right. Yeah. So November 14th, I have to do some work. I'll reach out to the guests. Looks like we're going to be doing Black Artivism. We got a big guest, Mario Van Peebles. Did I get that name right?
No, Mario Smith. And I'm not dancing because of the guest. November 14th is.
Oh yeah, look at that! Look at that, going around the globe. Shruka said, "Great show, thank you, thank you." You got your new big TV. I mean, look at you. She thinks she's better.
Right up on it.
Yeah, she thinks she's better than herself because she's got a big TV. You know what I mean?
No, she's just enjoying the view. That's all.
We call it the view.
Yeah, so yeah, we got a lot to unpack, and yeah, that'll be Hot Tub Tori's born day. Yeah, nice.
You know, we over east, man. We chilling, me and my homie, and so he was on the phone. So this how they call us sleeping, because he was on the phone. I'm coming out the liquor store. I go to the car. He's still hollering at his homeboy at the phone. He come from the payphone to hop in the car, and while he hopping in the car, I'm thinking he just, finna finish hollering at his homie. He said, "Man, Twist just gonna get him what he want." I'm like, what do you mean just get him what he want? I look, man, I'm talking about we probably had a 4.5 or whatever. The motherfucking barrel looked like the size of a peanut butter jar hole that day, goddamn it. I was like, God damn. So my instincts, I got a little jewelry on, so I snatched my arm back a little bit. And he noticed I had, "Man, what you doing?" And it looked like he was finna bang. Then that's when my guy was like, "Twist, just gonna get to him." Then he heard him say, "What, Twist?" Then he realized it was me, and the same dude that was finna get me. He ended up telling me his rap name, broke it down to the knee, let my homie get in the car, sat there and spit a verse for me and everything, and let me go. Wow, that's what you call respect right there.
Right.
Brother,
I'm wiping it though. I'm gonna wipe it.
That's
I'm gonna wipe it. I'm gonna say, "Hey."
Tori's oldest brother, between us. Tori made me at Beta. And so, he just wanted to say a few words before we let you go here.
Okay. Yeah. Brother Thomas, thank you so much for gracing us with your appearance, man. Grateful. You expanded our nation beyond belief. It's just a wonderful thing. And we would like to present you with the Self Love Show first annual Ernest Lee Thomas Achievement Award.
Oh man!
It's apropos that you are the first recipient.
And nope, we call it the Raj.
We're gonna call it the Raj.
Oh, I love it. Oh man!
Yeah, so we have it on order. So it's gonna come here. We're gonna show it to the show, and then myself or Tasia deliver it to you or ship it to you from there.
Thank you, brother.
I don't think they're smart enough for there to be a conspiracy against JF1. Justin is more coachable. That's his problem. as you were alluding to, being the son of 12. I don't think the coaching staff, definitely the offensive coaching staff, isn't smart enough. They might have some kind of internal feelings with Bilbo that they might want him to succeed. I don't go with the conspiracy. I just don't think that they're smart enough to win.
As far as the conspiracy part, it's hard to say yay or nay, but I do know if he's not their guy, once you see that he can't do what you want him to do,
Diesel don't like
you can
Fields.
take all bets off on that guy.
I think if it is, it's coming from Getsy. And Flus is too dumb to see it.
Never
Post won't
did.
believe it.
Never.
Post, get your security staff.
Never gave him a
involved,
chance.
Look into it. I would never hire anyone from Green Bay.
Pookie Ties blaming
'cause
Fields
I guarantee
for
you,
the
when he
loss
gets
last
fired,
week.
he's going to be right
Last
back
loss.
over there on their staff.
There's some throws he could have made better, but
That's every quarterback, man. If they're looking for
period,
Jesus
everybody.
Christ, yeah. And
Well, if you're our color, then you gotta be Jesus Christ.
well, I'm saying we're real bougie about our quarterback play in Chicago to have never had one in our lifetime, except for Jimbo McMahon. We're real fucking snooty about it.
Well, we had a steroid guy for a year that he
Jim Miller.
Yeah.
They should have stayed with Kyle Orton.
Definitely, we'd have won the Super Bowl.
Yep, and built around him. Kept building around him.
We would have won the Super Bowl if they didn't bring
But
that.
gave up all that draft capital for
Shit, I'm talking about Rex Grossman. He was folk, you know what I mean?
Sexy
They could've
Rex.
stayed- if they would have stayed with him, then we would have stayed. We'd have been straight, and we would have won the Super Bowl. Wouldn't have been no Cutler.
It don't have that
Sexy Rex.
that low budget movie feel. You know what I'm saying? And we get that a lot in the Black community, for real. Like people look at us to be fuck ups. They look at us to be low budget. They look at us to be ignorant, stuttering, and use a whole bunch of and all of that. But no, they got the real
Get
deal
ready.
on here. That everybody know who Torian Mills is, baby. They know.
Hey, well, bro.
They so ignorant.
You got it.
Hey, but this platform.
Yeah, I know. I gotta
this
stop it.
platform's your platform. This platform's my platform.
I guess I don't have to
From
stop. Yeah, I do.
Inglewood, California to
the
Chicago,
South Shore.
Crazy thing about it.
This platform is
Made for you and me. Made for you.
Crazy and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. I was trying to get out the end of the preamble, but go ahead, bro.
Let's go.
In the building, let's get some sound. Where's production? Big ups for production. All right.
Production got it going on. That's the way it go.
Yeah, they got a clock playing right now.
That's how they know that's the end of the thing. You supposed to be on and let's roll. Ain't no more production after that.
All right, we should be hot now.
Intelligent. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is
Welcome back. Y'all know what it is. Spooks. And I'm gonna put it on the record that they're screwing with us today because we decided. I know we don't have a large audience, but this is eventually gonna get out. They know. And we're back. U.S. Spooks. What's up with that?
Yeah, what's up with that? That was some sort of racial term. So now we're going to jump on spooky action at a distance, and its structure. So we're going to talk about the structure and then, the historical spooky action. The 10 hack conspiracy theories. Some of them have been proven. Some of them are pending. And you can choose whether or not to believe it or not. You want to believe everything the media and the narrative is? God bless you. Truly mean that. You want to believe what the spooks are saying? God bless you as well. Because that may or may not be true. No, we're going to go ahead and get into it. Structure, Self. Now, you said the United States is a corporation. What do we know about the CIA as laymen? Where are they headquartered? And, how are they organized? All the way up to the top.
And that part, I don't know.
You know where the headquarters is, don't you?
I don't.
Langley, Virginia. Allegedly.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. Langley, Virginia. Of course, they got several other offices and facilities around the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All around the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably in Cuba. Cubans don't know.
Every so-called country or territory
that's an enemy of ours. They're set up there.
Or in the world. Like everywhere we go and we
You
help
mean
somebody.
even the allies? We're spying on our allies too?
Yes.
Interesting.
Not we. I'm not part of that. Pardon
me. You're a part of the United States. You were born and bred here in America.
I do live here in this.
You're an African American. You call yourself African American.
No,
You're black.
No, I don't call myself that either. So.
Negro? Some sort of color?
No.
Yeah, if you say if you're melaninated, then you're colored.
Well, no. Because everybody say they colored.
Well, that's true.
And
that's true.
You know, if we got to go all the way down to it, and then is Choctaw and Cherokee.
Yeah.
So I can't say black. I can't say Negro.
I wonder
African American. All these things don't exist in law.
I wonder who comes up with that. Who at some point in your ancestry said it was probably the family name. Yeah. Choctaw. Right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like who comes up with, you know what?
Tribe names.
Yeah, man. At some point somebody came up with it. Was it like a gang or family? I think it was more like families banding together.
The area or speech.
Mm-hmm. Something about the land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some speech is part of language.
Yeah. Yeah. So just to give you a real brief breakdown, it's the CIA is organized into 5 major directorates. The Directorate of Analysis, the Directorate of Operations, the Directorate of Science and Technology, the Directorate of Support, the Directorate of Digital Innovation. The Spooks are led by a director who is allegedly appointed by the president and allegedly confirmed by our Senate. The current director of the CIA is William J. Boynes. That's Burns, who assumed office on March 19th, 2021. To Tory's point, they operate in more than 130 countries. They have 10 major centers and directorates, such as the Center for Cyber Intelligence, the Directorate of Analysis, and the Directorate of Operations. So, thousands of employees, we'll get into, but that's, kind of the structure, something most people don't think about, we think everybody's 007 out there.
Facts. I just remembered something that I hadn't before because I went to Career Resource Center and I took a test. And I know I said that, I kind of was looking into the CIA because of the results of this test, but I didn't remember the test. Remember I told you some reason I went to, and I was messing around at U of I. I know that they recruited you, but I was early our sophomore year. I took a test.
Yeah, they recruit in college and they recruit in high school.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I wasn't 18. That's what did like a 30 or it was like a 40-page application, man. It was asking about my family, all the skip trace information. Who's your cousin? Who's your third cousin? It was getting all of that, bro.
This after Saint got killed. Because I was looking for something, you know what I mean? And I went to the career center or whatever to try to figure out, because I didn't know if engineering was what I was supposed to be involved in because of the classes I was taking, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
So I went there and I took a test, and that came up.
Okay.
And FBI. But I kind of looked into it a little bit. I thought they was aimed towards me, but I think I looked into it. So I'm just correcting what I've said previously.
Yeah. Yeah. And, technically I could be a spook and nobody would ever know. But one way you would know is Self Love and I, we've done this show. And after our fourth show, we had 1 million followers, right? So that's how you know if we were spooks.
And that's been how they was laundering the money. They would have just been right to this show, and and been feeding us.
You wash my money, I'll wash your money. Hey, mend up Hassan Campbell. We've said Hassan Campbell, for anybody who doesn't know, he's a YouTuber. He's hundreds of thousands of followers, videos. He does numbers in the so-called black sector. And I'd call him like a shock jock. He likes to say, Tupac got his.
We've have shows. So
we've talked about him. Yeah. But he's a culture vulture, in my opinion. But he's a shock jock, and he likes to say things like Tupac got his TV turned off, and stuff like that. King Von, and long story short,
did he get shot?
Yeah. So he got shot. Now he was in the projects, screaming at his building where he grew up at, the same building where he said he got thigh molested by the great African Bambaataa. When he was 16, I think he said it started when he was 17, I think. Yeah, 17. Bambaataa, he let him thigh him. And so that's how he got his name. He came out on the internet, and said he was molested at 17 years old.
Did he get shot? If he got shot,
So-
I hope he bends up. But I don't.
All right, so there's a video on his channel. There's a video on his channel, Self. He's standing out there screaming. He's in his old neighborhood. He doesn't live there. And we talked about this last week. It was funny.
I saw the video. So,
yeah.
That's why I'm still questioning. Because
all right, but for those who haven't seen it, they were throwing bottles. So he's out there screaming at the building, this is my building. I'm live, and this is me, and I'm Poppy, and this is my building, and so people start, allegedly throwing bottles at him. You can hear the bottles. And every time he'd turn around to the camera, the bottle would come down. He's like, throw it when I'm looking, throw it when I'm looking. He starts saying, I'll come up there. I know where all this building. I'll come up there and throw your mama out the window. That's what he kept saying. So he's saying that over and over and over. It's about 5 a.m. Self. It looked like it was maybe about 6:30 in the morning. People were going to school and work, so I think he felt safe. But he's out there, committing a disruption. And from what I could tell, I think they were on the roof, and he should have known that if he was from the projects. There's no way they were opening and closing that window and throwing those bottles that accurate, and before he could turn around and see them closing the window. But he's a moron, in my opinion. And Hassan Campbell, y'all look him up. He threw so Self. Next thing you know, he's in the car, rushing himself to the emergency room. And yes, he posted a video, showed the bullet, and showed himself, shot. Yeah. Got himself shot, which we predicted by all the crap he's been doing on the internet. Remember he talked about the GDs?
Hey, how accurate was the bottle? He's just a disrespectful being.
Yes.
So, even if they was throwing them from the roof, it would have been closer to him. Them bottles was, it sounded to me like
you're right. The last one was right on him though. But go ahead.
Yeah, somebody was out there with him that was, what I mean?
No,
they was off and down.
I saw the trajectory. It was coming from high. It could have been somebody.
No, I didn't see no video. Well, for me, I didn't see a video where I actually saw a bottle in the video of him, because they was all off in the distance, the ones I saw. So, the camera that he had on himself when he was out there, unless I didn't see the fourth one, I'm honestly, I might not have watched that long, because him and what he does is not real to me. That's why. That seemed like it was, and he cut. How do you cut a live to being in the car? If you're out there live, how do you cut a live into being in the car?
You could once we end this live, I can edit out whatever I want to edit out of.
Okay. No, but then it won't say live though. It'll be edited.
You put the yeah, it's gonna say live. Yeah. You do it on YouTube in the studio. You just edit it. You know, you edit it. Whoever watched it as it was going on would probably have screenshots of the whole thing. You know, whoever was sitting there watching that live, and so that part I haven't seen.
Unless it was recorded all the way and then uploaded as a live, right? Can you do that?
Yeah, you could do that. And well, you can have it live, but only have it private. You can go live and have it. Only people with the links can see it. So it's still coming off it's still like it's live, but more than likely,
I'm saying if you just did a video and
no, it's not gonna say live. You'd have to be doing it live. You don't have to make it live on YouTube. I mean, it could be live. You're doing it live in real time, but it's not out to the public. So then you can later post it, and it'll be like it'll be alive.
Okay. Yeah.
Gotcha. But
same
so
thing.
Conceivably, but I mean, who's editing the video right after he got shot? I don't know the timing of it. He could have just took the video right down. And then by the time he put it back up, he edited it.
But it went from
right
out there, and then him in the car after he got shot.
So you can edit, you can cut out the part.
I get you on that part, but it's why the whole question of if he got shot. For me, that's all. Did he get shot? I don't know.
Well, he said he got shot. He was in the hospital. Pulled a bullet out. So I don't know. He hasn't said he hasn't gotten shot.
I know he hasn't.
Right. I mean, if you're saying that it could be staged, then yeah, it could be staged. But I don't feel like it was.
Okay.
Just based on the evidence I saw.
Yeah. You saw more than me, because
I'm simply trying to say, I don't wish that on nobody, but
nobody.
We knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. You can't move like that and just create a bunch of anonymous enemies. Go back to your projects that you don't even live in, talking about this is your building, and I'll come up there and throw your mama down the stairs. Like, you're 50 years old, 46, something like that. But maybe it's the trauma. Maybe it's the trauma from getting his thighs molested allegedly by the great African Bambaataa. He was bamboozled, But back to the spooks. Spooky case.
He might be a spook. I mean, just a complete distraction from reality.
Yeah. And if he's not, the spooks are behind him. That's for sure. This guy with his disinformation campaign, we couldn't write this stuff better, But all right, spooky case history. Self. I'm just gonna go through this, and then we'll talk about what we know and what we've heard on those streets. Since its inception, the CIA has played a significant role in many historical events and controversies, such as the Korean War, the Cuban Missile Crisis, the Vietnam War, the Iran-Contra affair, the Gulf War, the 9/11 attacks, the War on Terror, and the Iraq War. mind control experiments. What was that? Operation Paperclip, crack, LSD, guns, pills, and much more. The CIA has also faced criticism and scrutiny for some of its actions and failures, such as human rights violations, illegal domestic spying, which Self Luv said he wanted to get into, intelligence manipulation, and accountability issues. I mean, that's accountability. Who protects us from you? So, we didn't even mention what do you call it? The Black Panthers.
Man.
Fred Hampton.
Or the other alphabet gangs that exist here. The domestic one, the one that's so-called domestic that also does stuff.
Triple K.
What
are you talking about?
F.
Oh,
B.
Yeah, the Feds. The Feds.
Yeah. They are, they are part of the force, and one is supposed to deal outside the states, and the other one's supposed to deal inside the states, but they both go around their borders or whatever.
The Feds be international and the Spooks be domestic.
Yes. And they are separate and antagonized organizations, so they don't even share information. Allegedly, they don't share information, so stuff happens and it's supposed to be on the others' watch, and they laugh. Allegedly, of course.
Yeah, they be coming across one another in investigations
all the time.
Wiretaps
all the time.
But so the Spooks, they had something to do with, allegedly, Kennedy, JFK's assassination, allegedly. That whole Cuban Missile Crisis, and the attempted assassination on Castro, Gaddafi, Muammar. What was the one we covered where they're doing the mind control? I forgot what they call that, Operation something.
Damn. No, it's a psyop, but
when they were giving everybody LSD and
all forever.
Yeah, and reprogram.
Can't think of
it was a movie with Denzel Washington.
It was a couple of them.
The original movie. It was a book. CIA mind control.
Yeah, because I know this, and you're gonna say it. I'll be like, yeah,
MK Ultra.
Well, yeah, I wasn't thinking about MK Ultra, but yeah, I was thinking about the Manchurian Candidate.
Manchurian Candidate. That was the movie. Yeah. Yes. So they used MK Ultra allegedly to create, and that's been proven or whatever, investigated.
Yes.
But it was a wacky conspiracy theory initially.
Well,
our government would never.
CIA invented the
disinformation.
Well, they had been pushing that the whole time, but they invented the term conspiracy theory.
Yeah. Yes, to discredit people who were on their ass.
Yeah, that knew what the fuck they was doing and putting it on them. So
imagine
that. Hey, he's a conspiracy. He's a dirty conspiracy. Conspiracy theorist.
We got to use that. Somebody says, alleges that you committed a crime. Oh, he's a conspiracy theory. He's a conspiracy theorist. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why not?
It's conspiracies.
Some bitch. Conspiracy theorists.
Right. These conspiracy theories against me. But yeah, so they invented that term. And most people don't know that. And so now it's used to discredit everybody, and because you're not drinking the Kool-Aid of the red, white, and blue, you're some sort of wacky conspiracy theorist, when I would say to you that the founders of this nation would have been considered wacky conspiracy theorists by Big London.
Yeah, well, some of them. Well,
yeah,
some
Ben
of them.
Franklin may have been a spook.
And I think,
There was ever a spook, boy, the shit they said he did. I don't know how many hours in a day he had. Boy, he did so much shit.
Yeah, and it's another name that has gone along with all of his accomplishments.
I can believe it.
Benjamin Banneker.
I can believe it. I can 100% believe it. Self, like you remember we talked to Make It Make Sense. They tell me he wrote all these 1,000-page books and he was inventing all this stuff. I'm sorry. There's only so many.
He was.
He might have been financing it and putting his name on it. Yeah.
Yeah,
or
just
stealing
putting
it.
his name on
right.
it. Period.
Right. There's no way in hell. Just like Edison wasn't doing any science.
Or Ford. Or Bell. Or Rockefellers. Or Rothschilds.
Yeah, they were doing the science of usury.
Money. Yeah, usury. Perfect.
Which goes against scripture.
Perfect.
Interest on interest is sin, you guys. Yeah, so can you think of any other thing? 9/11, allegedly. Now, Self was saying they don't communicate, and after that, they rammed the Patriot Act down our throat and said, we're going to communicate now.
And still don't.
Well, yeah, they're not going to tell their secrets, right?
They won't even tell information they've gained.
Right. Because for the CIA to tell the FBI what they know about the coming 9/11 attack, that would be putting a monkey wrench in the program, allegedly. Now, if the CIA did have something to do with 9/11, and we're not saying they did, we're not saying that.
We won't say that they had something directly to do with it, but they directly had something to do with it, and we won't say that.
No.
At all.
Of course
on this
not.
program.
But then George W. Bush was at doing the kids reading. So he would have been getting informed on all of this, according to what we just discovered. He should be getting a report on what's going on every day, right? He should have a daily briefing from
He got one while he was sitting there on camera.
Yeah, that happened. And you sit there and continue reading the books to kids.
It took him quite a while. It made me think, and question his ability to read initially when I was looking, because,
he was struggling with
he looks inbred.
Yeah, he does. He does look slow. He does look slow.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but the Bushes.
He would have had to go to private school, because if he was at Ray, they'd have singled him out, and he'd have been in the LD classes with the melanated.
We got C's wherever he went, so it wasn't like he was the banner student.
Man,
but you want to know one thing?
You riding C's, you're going straight
him
to him.
Or his clone or whatever that was sudden when that guy was throwing a shoe at him.
Yeah, he was. Then he had a little one-liner too. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's a funny guy. But so we had the 9/11 attacks, a lot of clandestine stuff that's going on that supposedly is done in the name of democracy, freedom. But there's been a lot of scrutiny. We'll say guns are being dropped off into the black community and crack, and then everybody just looks at you like you're a conspiracy theorist. And then later, the Iran-Contra affair goes before Congress. And you kind of realize they were laundering money that they allegedly couldn't, to fund a war that they couldn't get from Congress. They wanted to go around Congress. So how did they do that? Guns guns, crack, and that's what they did. Oliver North, under the tutelage of the great Ronald Reagan. Oh, because if they didn't even wear shoes.
Great.
Those black people, they look like they ain't wear shoes.
Great. Great.
Well, I mean, it's Ronald Reagan. They made him great.
He's not great.
Put him on a pedestal. But now, there's a lot of stuff about
his fallen. Fuck him.
All right. There's a lot of stuff going on about the spooks. In the Middle East, we're not going to say they may not have had anything to do with what's going on now, but they have been known. It's been proven that they caused those Arab Springs, those uprisings through a lot of those Arab countries and African countries. They'll support the rebels. Supposedly they supported Osama bin Laden.
Long time.
He was an operative. Yeah, he worked for him. He was like an informant for them. Correct. Put him up, built them up. He's from one of the richest families in the world, allegedly.
Man, and protected the poppies. He protected the poppies.
Yeah, the poppies.
Yeah,
that was a poppy war. People don't know there ain't no oil over there. They wanted the control of the poppies. It's the poppies.
We made the poppy. We poppy.
That's what Bambaataa was singing when he was thigh molesting Hassan Campbell, and I hope he gets well. Some thigh molested. That's something he made up in his head. If there was some sort of,
I really hope he faked it and he's not hurt. But if he is hurt, speedy recovery.
Well, he faked it. He faked the bum assault too. You know what I mean? He faked that. You're gonna tell me Bambaataa had the presence of mind, and then he said he didn't want to hurt me because I was so young. He was 17.
Man, shit. That's some.
He's a grown man. You commit a crime, you're going to the penitentiary.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the whole persona. I'm sorry. I just don't really believe it.
Yeah. I don't watch it.
It doesn't make sense to me. So
yeah, I don't watch this video. Stuff don't add up. But
math ain't math, and
math ain't math. His numbers have been down, so he's willing to have somebody shoot him. You know what I mean? He probably was shot, but he probably staged it. Shoot me in the arm. He's a retard. He's a retard. But back to the spooks.
Yeah,
how would your framers, the founders of this great nation, how would your forefathers, I should say, what would they say about this whole thing with the spooks? They didn't create this entity.
They'd be all for it.
You think the founding fathers would be down with it?
Yeah, because they wasn't down with us, and they did some BS in the line to make shit happen. And yeah, I think how they operated from the beginning is the whole sinning and skinning. Because they murdered our people to even get this land. They came here and they wasn't welcome here. They bought.
Well, I'm pretty sure we welcomed them.
Well, no, not exactly. They bought land from people who didn't own the land.
But I'm saying, I'm sure we welcomed them. I'm not saying welcome them to take the land, but I'm sure we weren't savages. And when we saw people come over on a boat, we didn't just start scalping them and killing them and raping their women and stuff.
It was the exact opposite. They were the savages.
Right.
They came
I just wanted
here
to be clear.
Right. Yeah, no, that's completely clear. They were the ones that,
Even in their history stuff, it says that they were sending their worst over here. They're rapists, they're criminals. Those are the ones who would take that trip because, the worst, the scoundrels, you know what I mean?
They could clear their prisons.
Yes. And have people do the labor.
That's where the first prisons were because of them.
Yes. Yes.
And they had a concept here because they realized they could redirect and really enslave us after the unratification, because the 14th Amendment has never been really truly ratified. 13th has, and that allowed us to be termed as prisoners for laws broken.
It's slaves, not prisoners. Slaves. For
Yes.
laws.
Stay in slavery. As prisoners. You're exactly right. My bad.
So you say the framers would like it, and I think the framers wouldn't like it.
Well, the framers wouldn't like it put upon them, but they would like to put it upon us.
People.
We got to look at the whole thing. Even the so-called white people couldn't vote or have anything going for themselves if they didn't own any land. So it was only for those people. So that seems very similar to the situation we're talking about, that they can control everything because that's what they want to do, and that's the situation they're in. Like, they want to keep the control off of them, but they gonna control everybody else because they don't think anybody else is fit. And they know that they're fit, actually. That's the whole diabolical part of it. Because Washington had put in, like, if we take the feathers off their head and, the feathers from them, and we could tell them in 200 years, they won't know who they are or were.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they all knew that the whole time because we are how we were.
Well, a lot of people have said Ben Franklin was a spy himself, so I'm sure there was spying going on, espionage going on even back then. Had to have been, they said, the Patriots fought an unconventional war, the same thing these poor people were doing in Hamas and over in the Middle East, fighting the way they can. They don't happen to have, $1 million drones and they can just blow up a hospital in Israel. So they do what they can when they can. Whether it's right, wrong, or if I'm indifferent to it. And I'm not indifferent to it. But yeah, man. But we got defund, air quotes says, defund the CIA. Let's talk about that, Self. What are some
It's a terrorist organization.
Yeah, what are the pros of defunding?
It's a terrorist organization.
Interesting.
Amongst the world. Like every bad guy that you have seen. Well, I don't know, man. 007 was a terrorist organization. So
you mean MI6, MI5?
Yeah, all of them. A lot of these organizations that supposedly to do better for the people are terroristic towards the rest of the world. And
towards anyone that's going against the flow.
Basically the rest of the world. It's a clique of the same nations or whatever, and everybody else is ops. And on the other hand, they're now getting together and being organized as ops. So, and they are both financed by the same people. So it's all a distraction. So
yeah, I'd say a pro would be the CIA's budget for the fiscal year of 2020, for instance, was $15.3 billion. That accounted for 11.5% of the total U.S. intelligence budget, which was $62.8 billion. So it'd save a lot of cash, that's for sure. Money that could be put into feeding poor people, for instance.
You're extremely right. And I just said, fuck them, get rid of them. So
Yeah.
the stats are beautiful. Continue, please.
We got the CIA faces criticism, as we've been doing here, for many of its actions and failures, many human rights violations, illegal domestic spying, intelligence manipulation, and accountability issues. So who protects us from them? So that would go away. They use a lot of resources. You know, they compete with other intelligence agencies such as the DIA and the NSA, which creates duplication, inefficiency, and rivalry, which Self Luv has pointed out, the beef. So, I mean, you save cash, you disband or defund a terrorist group, which what they're trying to do to Hamas, which I believe they're moving like, you know, the CIA, and I can't think of Israel's version of the CIA.
Mossad.
Yeah, they're probably just, you know, doing what they can to compete. But if they are a terrorist organization, which we're not saying, then yeah, you have to defund, and like they're talking about doing with the gangs in Chicago, you know, defunding, you know. But the way you're going to do that is you got to stop putting crack. I say I stop giving them crack and
Yeah, it's
and
hard.
guns.
It's hard though, because you know you got some rogue people that can do some powerful things, and they can really become the figures that they're playing. So that's a interesting prospect. I mean, we need to defund, but like,
Well, go ahead. Yeah, now we're talking cons.
Yeah, if we abandon someone that's in essential space to move narcotics, for instance, like if they made it illegal to do it, would I guess they lock everybody up. I don't know. They're not even trying to let nobody know, so they really don't care if they're going to do it. I don't think they would stop the influx.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, they won't. Yeah. So yeah, cons, bro. You know,
they've never actually
the cons for defunding
kept their word.
What would be the bad side for defunding? So here's a stat I wanted to give. They allegedly have 21,000 employees. It's 21,000 spooks, of which 10,000 are officers who collect and analyze intelligence, and about 11,000 are support staff who provide admin, tech, and operational assistance. So all these people would be unemployed. So there's a con. 21,000 people would lose jobs.
That's facts. And man, with AI coming, way more jobs gonna be. I'm gonna say this. AI would eliminate a whole lot of jobs at the CIA anyway. We just heard a whole lot of duplication and a whole lot of same people doing the same thing. In fact, I'm going to say it here and now that AI is going to eliminate a whole lot of jobs. It's like we said in the show we did.
Facts. Now, you know, there's a thing which I'll get into this later. But another con is an obvious one. They allegedly provide valuable and timely intelligence to the president and other policymakers, which helps them make informed decisions on national security and foreign policy issues. So I say that to say, well, it's not a lie that America has enemies. That's not a lie.
No, it's a lie that they give important intelligence.
Timely and right.
They knew way before Pearl Harbor. It's already been unclassified. They knew way before they invaded Iraq that.
So you don't think they provide any intelligence that protects the United States?
I think they did some at some point.
Yeah, I mean,
but still really kind of erases everything I said before that.
Right, you're saying that
but
right in your mind, which we know
they didn't.
They do more harm than good. But we're discussing the cons of defunding the CIA. The cons.
Less experimentation on the American population. Less experimentation on
No, I mean the bad thing about
forces.
Okay, so basically this is what good does the CIA, what bad can come from defunding the CIA? That's what we're discussing. What bad? Can any bad, are you simply saying no bad can come from getting rid of the organization?
I think less than what they can provide.
So do you see any benefit that the CIA is providing? No. I know they do a lot of bad.
Not much.
All right. So I'll go through some cons. The CIA conducts covert actions such as sabotage, propaganda, and assassination at the direction of the president.
Against American people.
Which can advance U.S. interests and objectives without resorting to overt military intervention. So it's been said that, the way they move, they've been able to avoid the U.S. being in wars, right? I'm not there. I don't know. I just don't know, but what does oversight look like? I mean, they're talking about the congressional oversight. I mean, I don't trust those people.
Yeah, but the wars, it has appeared to me, and not through normal media or what have you, but we have been, and not we, but this country has been involved in a lot of conflicts that only benefit the elite. The whole world could benefit from an equal system. But that's not what is on the Zionist plan. The Zionists, man, got to come to an end. Because their vision of the world is just pretend. Because we are a majority, not a minority. It's way less of them upon the Creator's authority. Okay, because I'm in the final words and it ain't that time yet.
All right, so we got oversight. In my mind, I've given this some thought. So I look at it like this. There's no way to oversee it. Their level of secrets. JFK talked about these secrets. And he got a bullet sandwich, rest his soul, condolences to his family. He talked about these secrets in multiple speeches. Shadow governments. If they have these high levels of security beyond majestic, beyond top secret, then the only people who can oversee them would be people with their level of security or higher. When it feels like the people should be overseeing them. And we were told and programmed that Congress represents the people. But the issue is that they don't. So oversight, I guess, should look like the subcommittees in Congress who get certain levels of security. But why are they getting certain levels of security versus if I became a member of Congress and they wouldn't put me on the oversight committee? You know,
Hey, bro.
It's impossible in my mind to oversee such an entity.
Well, when you are a corporation, it's exactly that. Because there's a board of directors that direct all of it. The president has no control. The Congress has no control. It's the board of directors. So this system that we're living in got us fucked up at a dividend.
At a what?
A dividend. It's sliced up precisely on what their end.
Well, here's a discussion I had as a lad, about sixth grade. One of the guys, Todd Alchemy, you know him. Definitely know his family.
Definitely.
Yeah, he was telling me that, man, the CIA is so powerful. He's like, man, you know, they could just take you out. And
that's the CPD. I mean, as far as we know and how it is.
Yeah, but he was saying that, you know, they could discredit me. That's what he was saying. Throw me in jail. That's basically what he was saying. And at that time, you know, I was like, well, we got laws against this, and it's got to be proven innocent to proven guilty. You know, I was more naive, but there was something that was in my spirit. Because my question is anyone safe? And I'm safe.
Yeah.
Or else I wouldn't be doing this. I'm safe by the powers bestowed upon me by the ancestors and, you know, the spirit.
Yes, energy is only transferred. So if you unalive me or my co-host here, we only gain more power, and it affirms what we're saying. So do it. I've been here before.
Yeah, don't do it to me. Do it to him. He's asking for it, not me.
I'm not asking for it.
Well, you said do it.
I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, speak for yourself.
Well, I'm saying it'll make it more powerful.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And do it to me. I ain't saying to him. Yeah, me, I'm speaking for me. I only speak for me.
There you go.
There we go. I only speak for me.
Yeah.
They wouldn't, you know.
Yeah. I got a whole lot more on this journey. to be had.
I do too, and ain't shit finna happen. So
yeah,
that was my whole point.
Yeah.
Don't show the power of the creator.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But I've always moved the way I move. I never want to tempt fate. You know, I never want to, walk up to a gang of gangsters and say, "Do it." You know what I mean?
My journey.
I mean, I hear you. I know
I'm
your journey.
here,
I'm just
and
saying.
you know what I've been through. So
yeah,
I can't speak for you. I can
Yeah.
speak for me.
Yeah, it's like the rappers. Words
No,
are
it's not
powerful.
like the rappers. I've been here before. I know words are spells, and I'll speak them best I can.
I got you. All right. It's spoken by Brother Wordsmith. Leave me the hell alone, Spooks. You know what I'm saying? Leave me the hell alone and don't start now. Won't be none. I got my right. Come out here and do what we doing and keep it moving. Yeah, I got bigger fish to fry. So U.S. Spooks, what's up with that? Phone lines are open. So let's get into the conclusion of this. Let's go ahead and get into the conclusion, bro. Now, I need to find my to the channel. So there's a poll question put up by TATN, and it says simply, the CIA is ... Your first option, a necessary evil. Second option would make the founding, quote, fathers, end quote, proud. The third option is should be defunded immediately. The fourth option needs more oversight. Fifth option, not the problem. It's the NSA you need to be concerned with. Now, somebody dropped a comment that said all of the above. Well, it can't be all of the above. The comment was dropped by Fox Brown. The reason I say it, because, okay, if it's a necessary evil that would make the founding fathers proud, that could both be true.
Yeah, well.
But then should be defunded immediately, it wouldn't fit. It can't be all of the above.
No.
Right?
It's
it can't.
not.
No. That's why I didn't put the option out there.
Right.
This is lazy. But big ups to Fox Brown for, participating in the poll.
Thank you for your support.
Yeah, and your commentary. We appreciate that. But now, the responses before I ask you in the chat and myself. Anybody in the chat, you can do the poll on TATN. You can do it now. But here we go, Self. I got to start reminding people to do the poll at the top of the show and throughout the show. A necessary evil, 29% of the respondents believe that the CIA is a necessary evil. Okay. 0% said what you said, would make the founding fathers proud. 35% say that it should be immediately defunded. Find that captivating. 24% says needs more oversight. And 12% responded, CIA is not the problem. It's the NSA you need to be concerned with. Now, for me, I was leaning towards a necessary evil. I'm struggling with needs more oversight. I just said it can't. The oversight it needs can't happen, because for that to happen, then there are no secrets. But that's, to be frank, is the one that I selected, but I'm going to pull back from that, and I'm going to change my response to a necessary evil. That's what I'm riding with.
I hear you and understand that.
What are you riding with?
Defund immediately.
All right. Defund immediately. So you're going to let the Russians and China have all the cyber advantages and stuff.
No,
okay
we
with that.
got AI and all kinds of stuff in place already that can eliminate a lot of that. And some of that,
So you would feel safer in America without the CIA, basically.
yeah, because of the disruption they cause, and it's known all across the world that so many people on this planet outside the U.S. and inside the U.S. are against the U.S. corporation.
Well, one thing I even knew as a young lad when I was studying the alleged history of wars and stuff, once we had all those nukes allegedly, the what do they call them, interstellar or whatever, nukes. I said to myself, at some point, America should just mind its own business, and we'd be better for it. I mean, at this point, okay, what we need to get, just in case Russia might decide to press the button. Well, if we find that out, good luck. Like, nobody's really gonna fuck with us.
Yeah,
Go
that's
ahead.
what they indoctrinated us to, because it's a whole lot of stuff going on outside of here than we've been told or taught. And like, we should not be involved in all their business. Our country don't tell us that we involved in all their business, making sure that this dollar that's a fucking piece of paper, it should dominate the world. And this country does shit all over the planet to make sure that this fucking piece of paper that they developed and do a double thing and put this slice in so it can authenticate that it's a piece of fucking paper bagged by nothing but the people's mind, body, and soul of America. And at some point, enough is enough, and that's when it's all got to reset and recycle.
Yeah, if you're not part of the world banking system, the CIA will bring you down, allegedly. But go ahead.
Yeah, if you building something outside of the whole Zionist system, it's the Zionist system that
Hey, it was
we as live people, living beings, not corporate entities, as we was taught how to have uppercase and lowercase, so we don't deal in the frequency of water, and we deal with the law of the land. We have to deal with the law of the land.
Man, it was an episode on South Park where these aliens came and they gave the people of South Park alien money and shit. And people of South Park like kill the aliens or some shit to take the alien money. And it was the long of it was a committee of aliens testing the earth to see if they were ready to be welcome into all this science and end of hunger and all this.
All this stuff.
And so at the end, when Earth failed and they put a lock around Earth and said they're not eligible again for like 1 million years. They asked them, they said, well, why did y'all go crazy over this money? They was like, it has no value. It's like, it was just something we made up and dropped it off here. And so it was a great parody on, that's what we do every day for money.
Yeah, yes.
Remember they blew up Finland because Finland was going to snitch. The motherfuckers nuked Finland, and the aliens came back. Hey, one of your countries, they was trying to get America to fess up that it cheated, stole. One of your countries, Finland, just got blown up. Y'all know anything about that? Oh, really? No. Yeah, so a lot of stuff going on in the world, man. in a lot of ways, we talk about the rabbit holes, you keep your head in there,
False gods, false entities that's been doing things for a very long time. Whole miseducation, indoctrination, it's been indoctrinated on the highest levels. Like, if you have not looked at yourself or into yourself and your environment and what's been going on, and not decided to question everything, then you are indoctrinated. And in fact, with everybody else around you that you see, and there are a group of us who have decided to look at us and look in between and look at what we need to grow, and have seen that there's a complete indoctrination. There are different levels of it. There are people that don't teach shit that's going to help their lives. And then there's people who can assist them people to being slaves. And they are slaves themselves because they are getting just a little grease to make the whole system happen. And it's time for a stop. We have to stop this. Like, I'm talking to those who are, the grease and making shit happen, and the people that can keep the shit going. Because the elite, they got to pay their price, and it ain't just money. They can't do nothing else for us. And it's us who protect us from the spooks. Long story short, it's way more of us than there's any of them. They cannot overcome what we are. That's the whole system. Because the system's coming to an end. It has to. Because I need my people to extend from where our ancestors began and keep it going. Because all this nonsense, it's not growing. It's not showing or proving. It's stagnant. It's not even moving.
All right. So this is the end of our show on U.S. Spooks. It could be us spooks. We've discussed arguments for and against defunding the power of the CIA, as well as possible consequences and alternatives of such a decision. We hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of the Self Luv Show. Stay tuned for more episodes where we will explore more mysteries, myths, legends, and wacky tin hat conspiracy theories around the world. Until then, you should keep asking why. Do you have any stories or anecdotes related to the spooks? If you have any feedback, questions, suggestions for future episodes, or any general concerns, feel free to contact us. You can drop a comment, or you can call or text 424-900-6945 along those lines if you'd like to appear on the Self Luv Show, or know anyone who would be a willing and able future silverback member of the Give Back Gang. Holla at your boy. Holla at your boy. We'd love to hear from you and learn more about your thoughts and opinions. Remember, ask not what culture can do for you, but ask what you can do for culture. As always, question everyone and everything. The Self Love Show ain't Kansas, Dorothy. Peer down a rabbit hole. Conduct your own research, but use caution. Because sometimes when you stare down the abyss, then, the abyss stares right back at your black ass. Peace, self-love, honor, and respect out there. Big ups to Midwest Fest. Big ups. You got any big ups, self? Any general big ups or anything before we get to the riddle, Key?
Midwest Fest. Y'all already know. Love, honor, respect. House stock. We growing. We growing.
Thanks. House stock. Be there or be square. So, go ahead.
We love the whole situation, and if you look at the riddle and solve the equation.
That's right. Speaking of riddle, today's riddle: at the back of every igloo and the middle of the moon, always running around in loops, Chicago loops, you'll find me. If you look inside the room, what am I? Brother Wordsmith, what am I?
It's the double O.
Yeah, initially you said O. Like I told you,
Yep,
you wouldn't have got
initially I
they
said
wouldn't
the
have put you in
O.
LD.
Partial
But
credit.
yeah, you'd have got partial credit.
I just looked at that and right away I just said the O.
It wasn't wrong.
No.
Technically, O was right. You could have argued it.
Yeah, I mean, then you said what you said, and then I
partial
I
credit.
at
Yeah. And then you put it together. Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean
it was right. O was right.
Yeah.
O was right.
Yeah.
It's unnecessary to even have the double O. But I could do this differently where it's just O.
Yeah.
You find me in the middle of your mom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
It's a
Something
different way it would exist correctly.
Always giving the middle finger to cops. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna make one. Yeah, that's gonna be dope. Yeah. That's gonna be real dope. Yeah. But good job. Once again, Self Love has come up and matriculated today's riddle. So big ups. Next week, Delph Love, we're going to continue on November 28th. 187 bars. That's our Dead Rapper series.
Yes, sir.
Where we're covering the great, legendary Davon Bennett, who you may know as King Von.
Yeah. Gave me notice earlier. TATN.
Yeah, Von, man. Von was a dog, bro. And whatever words, rest his soul, condolences to his family, but charismatic young man. Funny, man. When we talked about himself, they used to be over in the hood, and you'd be like, man, I don't want these cats in my house. It's a charismatic, funny young man. Yeah, he's a killer. Well, we don't know. Vine was never convicted of anything. So the cats would be like, yeah, that dude's officer, boy, I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. But charismatic, man. Be sitting in your house talking to your mom and your grandmom, and you know what I mean? Go outside and
not over here, where I'm at. You already know.
Yeah.
We didn't have those guys in. I didn't. I didn't.
Yeah.
We'd be making records and we couldn't even make the whole record because
hey, these guys shouldn't be here. And we all have an arc, a character arc in our personal life. And my man had seemed to, turn the corner and want to do some things different, but he could throw them hands, man. Of course. I mean, what's the guy's name who he beat down and then he got shot? the rapper. When Vine got shot outside the hookah spot. What's his name? I don't know. But that dude was probably 5'4", 90 pounds. You know, when you see these guys, yeah. He rocked them. You know, but when you look at it, dude wasn't even defending himself. Like, it really literally seemed like a setup.
It probably was. Dude was probably out there not knowing that anybody in the opposition was around him or whatever.
Yeah, well, Vaughn was a live wire. He didn't care, man, which we'll get into, but they said he was sleeping in the whip after his show. His album had just came out.
Yeah, it's a lot of...
Yeah, well, you'll get into it, but yeah, they said he was sleeping in the whip, and one of the guys woke him up and said, there he is, right there. And, you know, you waking up out your sleep 3 a.m, you see your op. And, you know, Vine, you know, he was kind of, man, like us back in the day, you know, on site, you know, and it was on site. He told my man on site. So, and then his boy jumped out and shot him and killed him and then beat the case. Self-defense. Self-defense. You know, Vine was 6'4", 400 pounds, beating the shit out of that too. You had to use deadly force to, you know what I mean? Nobody, you know, punk ass. And I said it, I don't mean no disrespect, but your punk ass could have ran over there and threw hands at Vine. But I guess he's saying in that world, somebody would have shot him.
I don't think he shot Vine, but that's another.
Yeah, well, no, that's a story we're going to break down. That's a story we're going to break down next week. 187 bars, sacrificing our brothers and sisters out here. You know what I mean? And you guys make sure you're tuning in to Mouthpiece Included. That's on Sundays. It's before the Bears. You know, you can always pull up. It's an open panel, but if you do pull up, don't forget your what?
Don't forget your mouthpiece.
Don't forget to bring your mouthpiece, because we don't debate on the Self Love Show, but
you can get left all wet.
Yeah, you're gonna be all wet.
On mouthpiece.
Man, picking your teeth up, talking nonsense.
Can't dodge your nonsense.
Nonsense.
So,
you know what I mean? Nonsense. I mean, literally flirting with the idea of going with Bilbo Baggin over Justin Fields. I mean, literally parroting. It's a bunch of them out there.
Coach, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And I ain't even heard him say it, but I already know.
Yeah. I told Ty, you was saying they should have went with Peterman last year. He said, well, it wasn't Peterman. It was the other guy. Yeah, well, whoever the hell it was the other guy that we don't even have. That ain't
it
even
still sucked.
Yes.
Away.
Yes. He said this after Justin's last game, where he played against a Super Bowl contending team and had their coach. Did you hear what Detroit's coach said at halftime about him? He said more things than our coaching staff ever said about Justin Fields.
Yes.
More things than our management ever said about Justin Fields.
Yes. He said, I can't sleep.
Yes.
Worrying about this guy.
Yes, and I hope Ryan Pohl's dumbass heard it, and I hope Eberflus dumbass heard it, you know, because as soon as you let this guy go, and Self said he's flirting with not even watching the Bears no more, he's going to go to the Falcons and going to come back and he's going to come back and what? Rush for 200 yards. Watch, he's going to rush for 200 yards.
What is it? I don't know. Because I can't, I know
Bum
we
assault.
can't say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bum assault. There it is.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Bum assault.
Bum assault. It'll probably be a playoff game in Chicago.
Man.
Yeah.
And our trip be cheering for him.
Actually, I would. You're right. I wouldn't be mad either way. Because they could have done the same thing to a young Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Actually, Jordan's arc was different. Fields' arc is more like Pippen's, and I know you know where I'm coming from. Yes, it's more like Pippen's, and that's because he didn't have a Jordan around him to, get him there faster. He didn't have no dogs really, on the offensive side of the ball. Yeah, Montgomery, you know what I mean? I like him. I like Dave Montgomery, who of course naturally rushed for the game-winning touchdown against the Bears.
He had some, people around. It was the coaching that was failed.
Yeah, well, Ace came out there on the show and was saying how dumb they are. You don't hear people call pink people dumb. You just don't hear that. You don't hear it.
They are. I mean, it's it's like They can plan a program for Beijing that
Yeah.
is perfect for Fields.
Yeah.
But why was none of that happening before Beijing got out there?
Makes no
The
sense.
the whole thing they did for Beijing was perfect for Fields. They had Fields standing in the pocket. And
Yeah,
not
but they
moving.
need Fields to prove to them that this isn't me, but this is the gist of it. They need Fields to prove to them that he can stand in the pocket, which we know he can do because he didn't even run when he was at Ohio State. But they want him to prove that he can stand in the pocket, even though things are breaking down all around him, and throw the ball. And he's proven it. He's proven it. When he has a clean pocket, he stands there and he delivers.
No. The stupid part is that exactly what they programmed for Beijing is what should have been programmed for Fields.
But I predicted it. I said it. I said Gadsby's
I mean,
going to call a perfect game for Beijing.
They move the pocket. They do all this shit.
They run the damn ball.
And then guess what? They come back and until the fourth quarter, they do all the same shit for Fields after the few weeks of Beijing. Like, what the fuck is wrong with Gatsky that, he with the feather. This
he
guy.
likes to put a feather in his bum. He loves putting the feather in his bum. And he's a spook. He's a spook. He's a spook from Green Bay. Corporate espionage happens. You guys think I'm a wacky conspiracy theorist. When he writes his book about it 20 years from now and sells millions of copies, you're going to say, oh, Mills, you said that. You know what I'm saying? But that's it, y'all. That brings us to my personal favorite part of the whole shebang. We're about to get down with a gem from Brother Wordsmith. And this is Wordsmith's final words out there. Take it from the top.
It's the final words instrumental. And I come through with a flow that's detrimental to the weak whack, infirmed, get burned like a perm, chemical reaction. But words, no, I'm taxing. Shit, why y'all relaxing? But it's really how I feel about the Spooks, because all of them are really gooks. They don't even know how to pursue realness. They fake. They get into situations they can't even relate. But fate makes no mistakes. Like the creator, so the stakes are high. And they're also low. You gotta learn to live in between and make what's possible for you. In this, it's a fundamental that you know how to represent yourself. Because you can make anything happen in your own mind. Just start attacking what you want to have happen. It can be only if you look inside and bring it out of the principality of this whole thing. Because it's not real. You can have any and everything that you build. Words.
Israel. Words. Words, 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 words. Well done, brother. And y'all know, we got my man Kazodiak. This one's called Man, Know Thyself. Love yourself too. Spooks, if we come up missing, y'all know what happened. I'm a martyr.
Do you think you are the one?
No, I'm the one.
Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what that means? It's Latin. Means know thyself.
Bullets are boomerangs.
Man, know thyself. I will eat the right foods that I grow myself.
Stand your ground.
Wrong way stole my health. I'm glad to be me now. And
Murder is suicide.
Yeah. An eye for an eye.
Silence is violence.
See something, say something.
12. Woo. Slave theory.
I wasn't in their lessons and they passes never heard me. I'm out of the curriculum like the
Greed plus ego over fear. That's slavery.
For sure, because charity plus humility times love is freedom.
Do not answer questions.
Word up. Question everything.
Fear is an illusion, man. It's all cap.
It's only love.
So vibrate. And forgiveness is love's highest vibration.
So do something charitable for a so-called enemy. Let's end these beefs.
That's right. Go down there to Langley, Virginia. The Speed, the Spooks. Good Southern cooking, which used to be known as soul food, baby.
Yeah, with some toxins that's gonna do what they've been doing to our people.
Hey, you know, we say around here on the Self Luv Show, healthy people heal that people.
Yeah, because we for sure know that hurt people gonna hurt people. And if you gonna hurt people, we're gonna encourage you to hurt other than our people.
Free Larry Hoover, man.
Free Jeff Fort.
Free all the guys.
Prison is slavery.
D. Ahusha. Walk on water.
Man, fuck the 13th Amendment that says slavery is
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret.
We can move mountains,
Being
bro.
is just like being in love. No one can tell you you're in love. You just know it. Through and through. Balls to bones.
Move a mountain, huh?
Man, all we need is a faith of a mustard seed, so they say. And I know for a fact we got way more than that. Self Love Show's on our way.
Peace, love, honor.